Hello.
Yeah, I'd look great with a beard.
I think I'm in love with Patrick Dempsey. It's a full party mix just for me. Earth shaking, heart breaking, there's no change. We're not sure what day it is.
I feel like I look like a King Charles Cavalier.
To be honest, Catherine, anything could happen. Action.
Are we actually ready? Hello and welcome to Uphill From Here.
This is Catherine.
And this is Amy. And we missed a week.
And
We're really sorry.
We took a break and now we've
took a break.
forgotten what to do.
We took a little break, but thank you for still chatting to us over on the Instagram and being a part of that conversation. We really appreciate it. And it's always really nice to hear from you all.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Thanks for still being here. Bye.
Imagine it was like a mini-sode. Just feel a bit shy.
Just feel a bit shy.
I love like the last episode I was talking about how I'm such a positive person, and occasionally I just have the day where I just feel crap and like the world is crap, and that's today.
Yeah.
This is what happens when I have that one shit day. I have like maybe once a month. Catherine has to force herself out of her misery to be like, it's all gonna be okay. Yep, I'm happy.
We're just having issues. There's just things going on today. And we're
Yeah.
dealing with it. But we're here and we made it and the laptop's fixed. So we're going to do an episode for you.
Yeah. So this week, what's our topic, Catherine?
We're talking about comfort zones.
Comfort zones. Who are they? Where are they? What are they?
Are you in one? Are you out of one?
You're probably in one right now and you need to get out.
It's going to be really interesting to read our letters today because I think that we've got very opposing opinions on this topic. But we do your letter first.
This week it's short and sweet, so yeah, let's get it out of the way.
So, Amy has said this week, Dear 2017 Amy, break up with him. Trust me. I'll promise you'll be okay on your own. In fact, you'll be so much better. Love, 2020 Amy.
Yeah, I think my biggest comfort zone that I ever had to leave was a relationship. And I'm a huge believer in that a lot of people are with other people, are still in relationships that maybe aren't good for them and aren't helping them grow because that's their comfort zone. And that was mine. I was with someone for 2.5 years. We got into a routine together. I was comfy. I was happy. I didn't have to worry about insecurities because I had someone telling me I looked great and making me feel loved. And then I think my own self-love and appreciation took a back seat because I had someone else tell me, and I relied on them too much. Became very kind of codependent, and we were each other's comfort zone, and that's all we knew. And I was scared to step out of that. And I think for a long time my gut had been telling me I wasn't happy and I needed to move on. But my brain was like, no, because I'm safe here and this is happy and this is the way it's been for a while now and this is going right. So why should I leave? I didn't want to face it.
You do get into a comfort zone. But like, I know for me in a relationship, that's where I want to be. I want to be like, this person is my safe space and I can be with this person and I can feel safe.
I think to feel safe with someone and to feel happy and to feel like they're your home is amazing. Like that's how I felt. He was home to me and he had been for a long time. We were there for each other through some difficult stuff, which really brings you closer. So we were in each other's safe space, and I think that's really important in a relationship. And that's not a bad thing. I don't think that's why I left. I think it's if you're feeling like you're not happy anymore and you don't want to be in that relationship anymore, but the other side of your brain is kind of telling you, but you can't be without this person. This person is your safety. This person is your comfort. What are you going to do without that comfort blanket? If that kind of side of your brain is kicking in, like you have to try and fight that off because it is scary because you are stepping, like I say, out of that comfort zone, away from someone who makes you feel loved and safe, and suddenly you feel very, very alone. And I think a lot of people, when they are kind of maybe thinking of ending a relationship or I've just been broken up with, they think, I can't be without this person. And it's not always necessarily that person. I think it's a case of I can't be without someone. Like I can't be on my own. I think that's where that kicks in, where you've never been alone for like a long time because you've been with that person and you don't know what that's like and you've forgotten what it's like.
Because it's almost like leaving home, isn't it? Like you don't
Yeah.
know anything else. So when you leave it, you go, huh? I don't get it. Like I don't understand how that works. So
Yeah.
why would I leave here?
We met when we were just kids, like we didn't know, and we fell in love like you do, and we were very happy, and I don't regret that at all. But I think, yeah, when we came to the age where I was like 19, like 20, and thinking like, who am I? Like we've grown up together, but I've not grown up as a person. I need to know who I am and that I can do things on my own and go out and find that. And I knew the only way I could do that was to be on my own, which was a terrifying concept because I didn't know who I was, what I liked about myself, where I was going, what I was doing, and that is scary. And I think sometimes people feel safer not addressing those things and just staying and just being like, well, no, this is the right thing. I'm happy, I'm comfortable. And sometimes that is a relationship and that is a person they stay with because they don't want to face those big existential questions about themselves and they don't want to discover that yet.
It's everyone's personal thing, I think, and there will always be a part of your brain that goes, oh, but is there something else out there, or should you be doing something else? And it's kind of that thing of like, you sort of have to make that decision of like, well, no, like okay, there might be something else out there, or there might be someone else out there, but do I want to go and find that person, or am I content and really happy with what's going on right now?
No, I just didn't know myself, and I'm not out here to just tell everyone break up with who you're with and be single because it's great.
Yeah.
Because it's not the answer to everything, because I do believe that you can, if you're with the right person, you can 100% grow and independently grow as a couple. I think you can travel, you can do everything you want to do with that person too. But I think at the age I was at in the stage in both of our lives, we were going separate directions, and like I needed to be one to step away so that we could both figure stuff out ourselves, because you can't always, sometimes you do need to be alone, and you need to make sure it's the right choice because it's a huge choice. But don't let the fear of, oh my god, what am I going to do, I can't be alone, stop you from making the step. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think sometimes it's the guilt, like along with ending things, along with stepping away and being a bit selfish, it's the guilt of the people you're leaving behind. But sometimes those people need to be left behind in order for you to grow and to find out what's out there. Once you need to keep going and you need to live with that discomfort and that fear and all the unknowns, like that's where you find the excitement if you go out and you look for it. Like it was life changing. Like I figured out who I was, and like I was happy alone, and I didn't think I'd ever do that. I didn't think I was ever going to be as happy alone as I was in a relationship. And I just found amazing stuff out there, and I found out who I was, and I'm far happier. That doesn't mean I wasn't unhappy and I didn't struggle and it wasn't hard to make that step and it was scary and really, really sad, but it was the best decision and I'm glad I stepped away.
That doesn't even just have to apply to relationships. That can apply to things like jobs. You know, if you're thinking, I'm not being fulfilled in this position, this isn't what I want to be doing, but it pays well and people are nice, it's like, yeah, but is that going to really bring you that happiness? You know, some people are really frightened to step away from jobs they've done for years and years and years and years. And it's like, but, you know, could you get so much more enjoyment out of a job that pays the same in a field that you want to be in? And you know, it's the same, it's stepping out of that huge comfort zone of, but this is the place that I go to every day, this is what gives me my income. Completely shake that up and change it and go somewhere else. That kind of philosophy that you've just said kind of applies to so many things in life.
I think it's always better to be scared and unsure than just be like content and be like, this'll do, and settle it. And I always think there could be something amazing out there, so go and be scared and be brave and face that. You have to face that fear before you can get to the good stuff. Dear me in my comfort zone. You spend a lot of time here, don't you? Many would say that you're spending a lot of time here is a negative thing, that you're not pushing yourself enough. But why would you force yourself into a place that is uncomfortable when it can cause so much stress? A step outside your comfort zone might be miles inside someone else's. Remember, comparison is the thief of happiness. When you left your home, your biggest comfort zone, you smashed through the confines of this zone and seized it by the horns. But now moving away from home is inside of your comfort zone. That doesn't mean that it doesn't still count. Your comfort zone has already expanded. It's been expanding for the last 22 years. You do step outside your comfort zone on a more regular basis than you may think. We all step outside of our comfort zones every day in a small way. Your comfort zone will expand as you grow. Don't feel like you have to force it. If you're happy with where you're at, that is all that matters. Love yourself, partly in and out of your comfort zone. I was like, try to read that in the right way. I like the thought of an expanding zone, like a stretchy pair of hold-in pants.
When you step outside of your comfort zone to do something, if that is then something that becomes regular, it comes within your comfort zone, and your comfort zone has expanded to accommodate for that. So it's almost like accommodating things within this little zone around you.
I like that, because I think for some people the idea of making that step and going outside of your comfort zone is really scary. So I think the image that you create is really helpful for people that perhaps are a bit anxious and a bit fearful. It's that's a better way to put it. Rather than taking a step out, it's just expanding your little circle, your little comfort zone, and encompassing new things and trying new things. And that can always shrink back down if you're not like, it's expandable. It's stretchy.
It's stretchy. When I've been around people before and they've kind of expected me to just go and do something that's completely out of my comfort zone, that is something that like maybe I have a real fear of, or I just really am not into, I've kind of been like, but like, why? Like, it's not your choice to make me get out of my comfort zone. That's my choice. And if I'm not okay with that, why would I put myself in a space that is uncomfortable?
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, no one wants to be uncomfortable. And you know, like I say, something that might be miles out of your comfort zone might have been always in somebody else's comfort zone. So it's just that thing of like, don't compare what you're doing to what other people are doing.
Yeah, it's yours. And I think, yeah, you have to recognize those things. I think it's really nice that you've kind of pointed out that you don't always have to step out. And I think it's important for you to know what you're comfortable with and what you're not. It's like setting boundaries for yourself, and you know what you're comfortable with, and that's like setting standards for you. Like, you know what you maybe would be comfortable expanding your zone to, and maybe not. And I think that's really important, that you don't put yourself under stress, because I think some people are like, oh, but I really should be more brave and I need to take this step. And don't force yourself out there. Like, if you're not ready to take that step, you're not ready. You need to kind of know what's right for you and what's not. And it's important to know what is comfortable for you, because you can revert back to that in times where maybe you are sad, or you are scared, or things do get too much. You can look back and you can recognize, okay, what makes me feel comfortable and safe? And you can use those things to make yourself feel better when you need to.
You know, happiness can be found in a comfort zone, because surely, like, I know for me, to be comfortable and to feel comfortable in life is part of what makes me happy. So it's like, why is my happiness outside of that? Because I'm already happy in here. No, but you know, like when people are like, oh, well then, you know, you need some more excitement in your life, let's go skydiving. I'm like, literally my worst nightmare.
like, that's okay. I think, yeah, you're right. There's this real pressure to step outside your comfort zone. And I think that looks different for everyone, dependent on what's already in there. So if you're a very shy, reserved person that maybe doesn't like to leave the house, something stepping outside your comfort zone might be, I'm going to go to like a new class in the evenings, or I'm going to go to the shops alone. And that might be a big step for you. And for some people that live a very adventurous life, it might be trying skydiving. Or for them, it might be actually settling down and getting a full-time job.
Yeah.
That might not be comfortable for them, committing to something and not doing all these wild adventurous things and traveling loads. Settling somewhere or settling with someone might be out of their comfort zone. So it's all relative to you and what your life looks like already.
Yeah. Okay. So this week we're continuing with our special guest, and this week it's actually not someone that either me or Amy knows. So today we've got Elle from TalkingTwenties on Instagram. She's got a Instagram where she kind of creates a survival guide for people in their 20s. She makes some really great content. She does lots of like takeovers on her account of people who are also in their 20s. She just creates a really lovely account. She has really lovely content, and this week she's come to talk to us about her idea of comfort zone.
Dear Kat and Amy, I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of comfort zones in our 20s, as I believe it's something that massively hinders people our age. Our 20s are about growth and living every moment to the full, and with that we must step out of our comfort zones. Whether this means dipping our toe over the line or taking a huge leap of faith, it's important to keep pushing ourselves, or we will continue to live the same life each and every year. Something not everyone will agree with me on is that I personally think it's important for young adults' self-development to venture out of their hometown. This is more specifically aimed at those living in small rural towns opposed to those living in vibrant cities. But living in a small town after a while can start to make you feel trapped, like there's a limit to what you can do and achieve, possibly due to the amount of opportunities available around you and due to experiencing everything that your town has to offer. I personally felt claustrophobic when I moved back from the University of Leeds to my small town. And although advice is not for everyone, it's advice to push young adults to try out a different location, meet new people, new cultures and backgrounds. And whether that would be through travelling or going to university or just having a career change, try it, because home is always there to fall back on. If this ends up being the worst decision you ever make, it's better than regretting and wondering what if. There is so much more to experience outside your hometown, and I think it would be a shame to miss it.
What did you think?
I think that's really interesting because, like we say, it's not someone that like we're like friends with or close with, but she made a really interesting point linking to what we kind of just spoke about, as it's important for you to grow, to step out of your comfort zone, to keep doing that and to keep pushing those, like the boundaries that we talked about, they're getting bigger, and whether that's taking a big leap of faith or a little new thing, it's important to keep trying to do those things, whether big or small. But I also like that she talked about growing up and moving away from a rural town, because that's what both of us had to do. So I definitely agree with her points
there. And something I thought was really interesting was her kind of talking about like how even that step of like moving away, you have so many other little comfort zones, because even though you might be really open-minded, even though you come from a small town, meeting people of different backgrounds, like she says, of different ethnicities, people of different kind of like social backgrounds and things like that, you come together and it's almost like a completely new comfort zone where it's like, oh my god, I've got to find out all about these people now, and I want to find out about you and what your comfort zone is, and you kind of all start working on your comfort zones together.
And I think personally it's very valuable, and it's an important experience to have. I know that not everyone goes to uni, but I think it's definitely important, even whether moving away from your hometown or just traveling away or visiting other places, it's very important to meet those different people. I think once you leave, you never really look back. I think once you make that step, like you make new friends in different places and you go to different places, and I think it's so valuable. And I think that kind of ties into what we were talking about last week or a week before, about friendships, about the people around you influencing your life. And I think if people stay in the same town their whole life and with the same people, that's fine for some people. But I think for personal growth, it doesn't do too much, because you're around, like you say, people with same backgrounds that aren't really like any different to you. And I think you learn a lot more from, like I say, going out and just meeting new people and absorbing different cultures in different places.
You know, the world goes further than the four surrounding roads of the village. You know, the world is wider than that.
And you think, oh, I'm not the only person on the planet. It's not just these 1,200 people in this village. There's other people with other ideas and ways of living and ways of expressing themselves. And you just become more understanding of other people that don't live the same way as you. And I think that's really, really valuable. Thank you so much for watching this week and being so patient with our little break. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you'll go over and follow us on our socials and stay in touch. Catherine, how can they do that?
They can do that over on Instagram and Facebook on @uphillfromherepodcast. You can also email us uphillfromherepodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to go and see what our special guest Elle is up to, go and check out her Instagram. It's @TalkingTwenties. She's fab and she's doing really amazing things over there. So yeah.
Well, I feel so much better. I've not cried.
I'm glad.
You've not cried. You've not cried. No one's cried.
Yeah.
My headache's gone. I feel slightly less miserable. So thank you so much for joining in on that. And
yeah.
Okay, we'll see you very soon.
On that
note. Bye.
Oh, that's weird.
Why's my hand not working? Love yourself endings. We're going to do the podcast like this. We have a new style of podcast.
Like this.
Guys.
Me and Amy aren't in a relationship as much as people may want. I'm gonna
take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap right now. Good night.
Take a nap.